how you because how you move through this right now is incredibly important, and you can either be doing it from a real place of fear, anxiety, stress, or from a place of power and connection and knowing. And it doesn't mean to say that you've got to feel those things 100% all the time, but it's such an important, powerful practice to be able to keep coming back and keep reminding yourself of what is true and the reason we are going through this time. So one of the analogies that always comes to me, and it's the way I sort of, because I'm visual, I sort of see it in my mind, is the and I've spoken about it before, is the analogy of like a demolition, like a building site, right? And the way that I've been thinking about it recently is this. So imagine if you've bought a piece of land and you love this piece of land. It was exactly the location that you needed it to be, and you already had the property that was built on this land, but you didn't like what the property was. It didn't have the right bedrooms, it was all structured wrong, it wasn't really your cup of tea. So what you do is you hire in a team to come in and demolish the whole building, right? So you've got to take that building down, because in order to build on that land, the dream house, the property that you really want, you've got to clear out what's there, right? So the wrecking ball comes in, the team comes in, clears out, knocks the buildings down, totally takes down the structure. So it's the same thing as what's happening in the world. So imagine this building, you're taking it down, and is it pretty? No. Is it easy and neat and tidy? No. It requires mess and some confusion and some chaos and some real cleanup work. So this building's been taken down, the property's in rubble and ruin, and it all needs a big clear up. But once we've cleared it up, we've created this space on the land, and that's when you get to come in with your maps, your plans, your architects, and whoever else to then create the building that you actually want, like your dream house or whatever it is that you created on this beautiful, amazing land. So, this is the way I see it in my mind, and it really helps to know that this is what we're doing globally right now. So, it's like if we were to look at this, demolition site and the buildings being torn down and starting to panic and go, oh my God, what's happening? This is awful, this is awful. But we're someone who wants to have that amazing property built in its place. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. So it's a choice really to keep bringing yourself back to this place. And I want to just remind you and even give you permission to do this, because what's not required is for you to go around with everybody else, with the masses, and panic and start looking at the mess and start going, oh my God, there's mess on the ground, we're never going to get out of this is where we are, there's no way around. But in reality, if you can step away from that and see the bigger picture, that this mess is required. We had to tear this building down because it was structurally deficient, right? Imagine it had cracks and damp and mold. So we couldn't keep the building up. It had to come down. And this is what's happening with the systems around the world, right? So it's chaotic. We're talking health systems, government systems, education, financial, monetary systems, every system, right? Even our food and our the way we produce things and the way that we live, all these systems. And if you're awake and aware, you know that these systems are corrupt and they are full of problems. So why would we want to keep them up? So why are we now going into fear when we see those being torn down? So it's okay to have chaos. It's okay to have some disruption. I'm not saying it's fun, and I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying we're not going to lose people in this process. That is the honest reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but I think that we've got to have our eyes on the vision. It's what we came here to do, it's what we are here for. And if we keep holding that vision, and this is what I come back to on a daily basis, multiple times a day if I need to, of we are just tearing down the structures to clear the path so that we've got this beautiful, amazing abundance of land that we can then rebuild from. And that's what we need to do. So don't go into fear, hold that vision, and know that everything that's happening right now is because we are wanting it to happen, and it's going to lead us somewhere good. So we need to be strong to get through the tough times mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, right? But just keep your eyes on the vision.